Aloha everyone, Z808 here, and we are here today to look at the new Dimensional Expedition event coming with the new major update on Thursday, June 3rd. We will look at the following topics. 1. What are the rewards and how much do they cost? Number 2. How does the event work? And finally, number 3. If I don't have time to play with others, can I do this solo? Alright, so let's look at the first question. What are the rewards and how much do they cost? Okay, so there are two types of currency that you can get. So if you look up toward the top, there is a blue token and there is a purple token. Now the blue tokens, you normally get them from participating in the event itself. So when you go to battle and basically each time you go to battle, you should get either some type of blue token, and as you get more points and rank up, you also get more blue tokens as well. And the purple tokens are normally guild-wide, so as you accomplish and I guess you complete and defeat strongholds or whatnot, everyone in the guild, I believe, gets the purple tokens. So as you see on the screen, there is an SSR accessory you can buy for 15. There is some scrolls and a couple other items, even tickets that you can buy with the purple tokens, including skin vouchers, and there are very few. It just costs 5 or 10, 15 purple tokens, so you should expect not to get too many purple tokens to begin with. However, one of the most important items that people want to get during this event is Hein's Heart of Desire. As you can see here on the screen, it does cost 1,500 blue tokens. Now, I think the other question is like, wow, that seems like a lot. So how long is it gonna, do I have to, basically grind in order to get that many tokens? And based on my research, depending how strong your team is, and how many enemies you defeat within each map, you can get anywhere from, I would probably say 30 to an average of about 30 to maybe 70 blue tokens per map clear. And then as you rank up by killing more enemies and gaining more points, I think there's another screenshot that shows how many tokens you can get. So I think if you do it by yourself and grind it solo, it is possible to get the heart probably in a few hours on the first day if you do it by yourself. So not too bad, but you do have to spend some time. It is a very grindy type of event, so you will have to spend time on it to get these blue tokens here. So this is the first page, and then on the second page you also see you can get with the blue tokens the controllers. This is our items. You can also get some mastery enchant packs, including some surge stone packs, PvP mastery stone and surge stone packs. Really nice rewards. I definitely will be doing a lot of grinding to get the tokens because I want these particular stone mastery packs for sure. And on the last page, there's some miscellaneous items for upgrading your heroes, as well as the automaton items and even burgers. So definitely something to look forward to. And like I said, I will be spending quite a number of time myself. Now, I do understand you can also your guild members can also get some of the blue tokens even when they don't grind themselves. However, that depends on the rest of your guildmates to complete strongholds, and then I think it's guild Y you do get, or at least squad Y, you should get some sort of reward. So picking the right squad, being in the right squad with a strong team, as well as being in a strong guild, is ultimately going to help everyone in general. So something to keep in mind. Okay, now that's not it. There is this specific reward towards the end. I believe you should be able to get this at the end of the event, and as you can see, it's very, very good. The number 1 rank, you can get 25,000 guild tokens, as well as a 5 enchant pack, and then I think those enchant packs are 20 scrolls each, so that's 100, and then 2,000 crystals. So a lot of the stronger guilds will be competing to get as high rank as possible. Now, from my research, I believe it is possible to get these rewards even if you don't completely finish the event itself, because I understand that some of the newer servers, their guilds might not be strong enough, or there are some guilds that just not strong enough to complete the event period, meaning be defeating the final boss in the very center of the map. However, depending on how many strongholds you defeat and how many points you gain, I think that's how it is determined what rank your guild is. So depending on how many actual guilds there are in the cluster of servers, even if you are roughly between 17 and 64, the reward is still fairly decent. Of course, I think you want to be like the top 3 or top 8, I guess, is where it seems to be the really attractive cutoff, is probably like, yeah, up until 8. But anyways, something to look forward to when you are participating in this event. And I guess the question next, which is number 2, how does this event work in general? So here's a screenshot of what is already available in the game right now. So there is a squad management where your guild leader will be able to designate and have 4 different squads. You can have different factions, but this is just more for coordination purposes. And you can have the different guild members join, and you can transfer between them for each squad itself. So if you look at ours, we're sort of balanced, not really, but we're trying to make it work right now. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, but and I also believe that, and I'll put it in the description below, but on Reddit there is a pretty good detailed flow of how the event works, provided by Zilong themselves. So that definitely want to check that out and read through it. I'm not going to display it right now, but let me show you some screenshots of what I was able to find through a friend, as well as some screenshots from the internet as well. But basically, once when the event starts, you'll be able to put up to I think originally was only 15 heroes. Here on this screen is showing 29, 8 out of 29. But I believe that's because it was they, after the event, like a week or 2 started in China, they realized that 15 heroes may not be enough, and they changed it so you can have more heroes. The interesting part about this particular event is that each hero that you use, you actually have what they call a stamina, and each hero only have 2 stamina. So each time they appear on the map, they will lose stamina, and once they use their stamina, then they won't be able to continue participating in the event. So this is the screen where you say, hey, you know what, as you complete maps, you should get these green supplies to to give to your different heroes that have depleted their stamina, and then you are able to have them continue to participate in the event. So the stamina limit is what is not going to allow one person to basically clear all the content on one squad, and then one member on another squad to clear everything. So I think it's almost impossible. I know there's a lot of different strategies with different cheese where you use like Elwin solo or Omega solo, and you clear the map over and over again, and you get these little green supplies, and then you just keep on going forever, I guess. But like I said, it is super grindy, and it's not easy at all. And I'll explain a little bit more in the following screenshots. So this is what the overall map looks like. There are, as you can see, there are actually technically 2 rings and the castle in the very middle. So there's a big ring on the outside, there's an inner ring, and then there's one big boss at the end. So that's sort of how it works. And within each regent of, like as you can see here in the red circle, within that you have these strongholds within it, and each one has I believe a different amount and different types, and each, as you can see on the screen, there are the ones with 100%, and there's the circle one is 80%, and then there's one that says 0. So the one that's 0 is actually that has been completed. As you can see, the word is green. The 100% hasn't been touched, and then there is the 80%, which is the one that has been attacked. So it's sort of similar to your current guild, I guess guild wars or guild event right now that you have weekly. That when you enter the battle itself, you have different enemies, and as you defeat that and complete the map itself, you will eliminate a certain percentage. So it's not like you cleared and then that's it. So you have to do it over and over and over again, and the number of percent that as you clear each map, I think it's roughly, each time you complete it, depending on how many actual groups of enemy you kill, because it's unlimited number of enemies. As you kill them, they keep respawning, excuse me. You can get anywhere from 5 to, I think, even as high as maybe even 15% if you have a very strong team and you just kill the entire group every turn. So with that said, that's a lot of as you can see how this particular map itself has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strongholds within that region, and each node or stronghold, if it takes 5 to 15% per map, that's a lot of map clearing, and that's why it's a guild event. It's not a solo event. If you have to do it all by yourself, oh my god, I can't imagine how long it will take. It will take a very, very long time. It is a 6-week event, but still, it's gonna take a very long time. And then if you see the progress bar on the very top, it is completely filled and when it's on the right side, starting from the right hand side, and then as you clear and defeat more of the strongholds within the region, you see there's treasure boxes, and then I think that is squad wide where you get the rewards. I don't think it is guild wide. Okay, so that's something to kind of keep in mind. There's also on the upper right corner, you can see there is look like the protagonist faction, is that it? And depending on each region, you get these bonuses where either get additional rewards if you're on faction, or your hero gain a 10% stat bonus if you're on faction as well. So it's not the end of the world if they're not on faction, but it helps. Every little thing helps, right? Okay. So here is when you go into the fighting screen right before you get into the map. On the upper left hand corner, this is sort of already mentioned. Like this one here is level 74. There is these like timeless, I guess, trial laws that gives the enemies an advantage. And then below that also tells you the 3 different types of possible, I guess, the type of enemy that appear. And then on the very bottom left, as you can see, if you are able to defeat the map, then you get these little rewards. So you can get these the green boxes or the supplies to replenish the stamina of the heroes that you use. And then the one on the right hand side is the squad rewards, which is squad leader would be able to use those little box supplies to upgrade some of the elemental formations and whatnot. And on the bottom right hand side where I circled the sword, so that's where the elemental, I guess, formations or that you can assign yourself, and depending on, and you can even use it together with yourself. It's actually this one here at the very end here, that you know, as you upgrade them you get stronger, but if you can actually use it with yourself, like fire with fire, and you can use, you know, the different types, water with water. However, I think doing the very first event, which is what we're gonna get into, you can only assign one to yourself, and that's the reason why you want to participate with your guildmates, is that as you work with them, you'll be able to use different combinations of fire and water, for example, or fire and dark, and do different combinations. And I won't go into in detail, but you will be able to see that once you get into in game to see whether it's more beneficial to go with single target or AoE, or what some of the other options. I believe during the second event, which is now occurring in China, you will be able to assign your different heroes with different of elements, and you'll be able to do it by yourself. So, but that's not going to come until much later. Okay, now going back to the rewards. So as you can see here, this is an example of someone who completed the map. They had a strong team. And they were so in the upper right hand corner is the number of points, so it's in a point system. So the more enemy you defeat, the faster you defeat them, you get these points. And as you get points, you can level up. You see where it says level 2, and as you level up, you will be able to get more rewards. And as you and like this one here is showing 50, so it's very grindy, as you can see. And then as you level up to the different and this is specific, this screen is for yourself. So as you get to rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, you get more and more rewards. However, it can definitely be very, very grindy. In the beginning, I think you can get a good number of tokens fairly quickly, but to get the SP Hein 1500, it's not that quick. And each map can take anywhere, if you have a strong team and you just go blast through it, anywhere from, if you're fast, maybe 5 minutes to 15 minutes, maybe average, let's say average of 10. So imagine if you have to do, I don't know, grind 20, 30, that's a good number of hours before you'll be able to get enough for SP Hein's Heart of Desire. And this screen shows how each squad is doing and how they are progressing in general. Okay, so on this screen it shows the different tabs. So this specific one is for yourself, and as you can see, it is possible that as you rank up, that you get all these different types of rewards. And some of the, if I think as you reach level 25, it looks like you will be able to get some purple tokens as well as those supplies to replenish stamina. And for the squads, this is the kind of show what is happening, and as you defeat and win the different squads, you'll be able to get different rewards, and you can use those rewards to make your team even stronger. And I believe this is the actual the regions, whether it's part of the outer ring or the inner ring. So as you can see, as you defeat and conquer the different regions, you'll be able to get these rewards as well. So it's nice. I believe it's pretty friendly, where if your guild mates conquer them, and I think everyone still benefits from it. However, if you want to get the blue tokens to get some of the rewards quickly, you would have to, and to get all of them especially, you do have to participate in the event itself. So something to think about. And I did kind of go over this earlier. This is the elemental statuses that you can assign yourself, and this screen sort of shows the different combinations and what you can do. And actually on this specific screen, you can scroll down further to see the different combination in itself. And like I said, I'm not here today to go over what the different possibilities are. Once the event comes out, you'll be able to see it very clearly. It explains it, so it is something for you to think about and strategize how to tackle the event. And moving on to the last question is which is, let's say, hey, if I don't have time to play with others, can I do this solo? And to be honest, I think a lot of the videos I've seen, there are advantages and disadvantages for playing with guildmates together in joint battles versus the doing it solo. I think it's more beneficial to gain more points when you work with guildmates, because you can use these different combinations using the elemental system. However, before I say however, you can also use the same characters, right? Let's say if you have one specific type of character, like AoE, for example, and you want to use on a map and AoE everything down, you may not have 6 AoE heroes or 4 or 5, and if you do it with guildmates, it's definitely much easier. And I think you may, if you participate in the guild wars before he was able to sweep, you already know this is definitely a good possibility. However, when you go in solo, the advantage that you can have, you can on certain maps, or if you have certain heroes built, you can cheese it. Like I said, you can use solo Elwyn, and you can do a lot of the, I think there's some videos out there to show that you can clear the map by yourself, and then you'll be able to continue to keep grinding by yourself using one character, because as you clear the map, I believe you should get those little green supplies, and you'll be able to get stamina back. So it becomes forever. I think Omega was another character. I couldn't remember if there was another hero that would make it so that you can basically go on forever, but I think Elwyn, the sword Elwyn, was like the most common one, where you'll be able to just solo with the map and do it yourself. But the other advantage of doing it solo is that if you purchase the monthly VIP clock of, I think, forgiveness, is that what it's called, where you're able to rewind your moves, that is usable when you're doing it solo. So if you make mistakes or whatnot, you can definitely do that. So there's, you know, both advantages and disadvantages for playing by yourself versus playing by yourself or with a guildmate. But I think majority of the number of people out there, especially if you are in a guild with different time zones, chances are you are going to be playing by yourself. So something to think about. One thing actually I do want to mention is that once each stronghold is cleared, you will not, I believe for this first event anyways, you will not be able to redo them. So if you have some really good strong guildmates and they are very active and they're grinding through all the different strongholds and regions and they clear it all, and you're too slow or you don't have time and you don't participate at all, you're not going to have the opportunity to grind it all. So sort of keep that in mind. An example would be right now doing the current guild wars. If you clear that little node, once it's done, you'll be able to go back in there and keep on grinding and getting points, right? However, in this mode, I believe that once you cleared it, it's done. You will not be able to participate at all. So yeah, you have to sort of coordinate with your team, your guild at least, to figure it out, so that you don't have like 4 or 10 different people finish everything and then the rest would not be able to grind any blue tokens at all. So I think those are some of the main points to be aware of. Again, on Reddit, Zilong has already provided the basic guide, so I'm not gonna go over the same information that has already been provided. And I hope you found this guide useful. It is, again, information that I have researched, with the help of some friends as well as on the internet. So I believe my information is 99.9% accurate. However, you never know, because as Zilong, when they come out, they may have make some changes from the get-go, where they may have already implemented some of the quality of life updates, or they may have changed it a little bit differently for global. I don't know until the event actually comes out with the next major update. But I think for the purpose of just getting more familiar with the event itself, the information that I have provided today should be 99.9% accurate. Anyways, looking forward to this particular event. I hope you are as well. Good luck. And again, we are still actively recruiting as a guild. So I will put in the link of the Discord for our guild, Cater, in the description below. And if you're interested in joining us, I think we still have like 3 or 4 spots. Please visit us and say hello. Anyways, that's it for me today. Take care and aloha.